not sure I'm going to get my remoulade. I was hoping it would be better for the slugs. They're like giant secateurs. Okay, we're away. We're away. Good afternoon. I hope you are doing really well and your gardens and allotments survived the recent storm that we had. My allotment was okay. The polytunnel cover has blown off. It's hanging on by one tie. So today I needed to cut my losses with that for the rest of the year and take it off. And a few of the hooped netting kind of blew off on one side. So it wasn't bad at all things considered. I've just got to do a little bit of tidying up. I think we were a lot better off than a lot of areas in the country. So I do hope that all of your gardens were okay. It's a very cloudy grey Sunday afternoon. I thought the sun was trying its best to come out, but no, it's decided not to join us this afternoon. But never mind, I've got some exciting things to do at the plot today. I've got two furry friends are with me to help out, and by helping I mean sitting there looking cute. And following my last video, I have got two raised beds to assemble in this back area, which I'm very excited to do and see how they look and start filling those ready for planting. So without further ado, let's have a little look at the allotment and see how things are getting on and start assembling those raised beds. So this is how the allotment is currently looking. It's all quite bare. Oh, there is a splash of sun. I thought I would show you my leeks because they have all been completely destroyed by, I think, what might be Allium leaf miner. I'm not sure. They've almost been shredded. They've gone kind of curly, and that's the same across all of the leeks, the different varieties that I planted out in different areas, which is such a shame. Does anyone know what has caused that? So next year I will be covering my leeks with netting, because sadly I have had no successful leeks this year. I honestly don't think there are any surviving. There's another one over there, and that's the same. Oh, okay, so these ones here have the same problem, and these are a little bit better actually. So these are the ones that I planted from a kind allotment neighbour, and I just popped these ones in first. Now they've definitely got some rust, but they're baby leeks at least. They've got scapes here, so they're trying to go to seed. So I'll probably pull these ones up, see if there's anything that can be salvaged eating wise from these, and then cut my losses with the rest. This one actually is probably the only one that looks healthy. Never mind. If anyone has any leek tips, please do share them in the comments. I think I need to do some research for leeks next year. In more positive news, I think I'm going to pull up these Celeriacs. I've got two relatively good sized ones at the back there, and I'm going to see what I can salvage from these, but I think they have been quite munched. I definitely want to grow Celeriac again next year and give them a little bit more attention. What I have been doing is just pulling off any of the lower leaves to just help them grow, and this one I think, you know, we'll get some food out of. They're not huge, but I will take them. So let's pull those up as a first little task. Start with these tiny holy ones, and see if we can get anything from them. I did actually have a Nawaki hori knife for my birthday in October, and I just liked it so much that I put it in a keep safe drawer to use at the right time, and still haven't used it yet, and it would have been perfect for this activity. So I really do need to make sure I bring that down with me next time. Okay, first one up, very gnarly. I think this is one for the compost bin. Yeah, very holy, and I think that would be more hassle than it's worth to try and eat. So that's one that's going to go in the compost, but that's okay. It will provide some compost for next year. And I think same with this one, trying to cut off the roots and keep those in the ground as much as possible. does smell nice though. But again, very holy, and I can see some slugs living inside this one. And these two I think are going to be very much the same story. Probably could get something off this one. But it is rather holy again. So yeah, I think these are for the compost, but this is where my hopes lie. This one's definitely a little bit better. It's pretty good on this side, and then we've got a munching in there, and this part here is pretty hollow. But people are probably laughing that I'm going to try and get some food off this tiny one, but it's all I have and I want to be able to at least taste them. So I'm hoping these two combined will be a tiny celeriac remoulade maybe. Oh no, I can definitely see slugs in there. Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to get my remoulade unless I go up to the farm shop. There's some holes here and I can see a bit of a family going on inside there as well. So I might just have to put the celeriac down as a no-go this year and try again next year. Oh, it smells nice. I'm not sure whether I should put these on the compost bin or not, if they've got Allium leaf miner, because I'm worried it might spread the problem further. I'll just have a little Google and see about that before I pop them on the compost with my celeriacs. Interesting, that's kind of like bulbed up at the bottom. Okay, onwards and upwards. That wasn't a very successful harvest of celeriac. I wasn't expecting to harvest leeks, but it was a bit of a sad time pulling them all up. But hey ho, you live and you learn. There's also external factors to this whole gardening thing. So right, let me go and get the raised beds out of the car and show you what they are, and we'll get building those. So what I have here are 2 raised beds, and they are the metal corrugated raised beds. These have kindly been gifted by VegeGa to give them a try and see how they are for the allotment. So I'm really excited to get these assembled. I say get them assembled. I mean, it depends how easy they are to assemble. If we can get 1 or 2 up today. But I got them in the lovely creamy colour. Let me see if I can get this out to show you. Oop. So that's the colour. Goodness me, they're heavy. And I say they're heavy, it's because I've got all of the panels together here. So yeah, they're in this kind of V shape. They feel quite sturdy so far though. Oh, and here are the round edges. What drew me to thinking about the metal raised beds was, one, I was hoping it would be better for the slugs instead of wooden raised beds, because the wood really does attract those pesky critters. But also they look rather pretty. And I'm hoping they will last a bit longer. So we'll see how we get on with them. The other reason why I wanted to give this style of raised bed a try was the fact that you can lay them out in whichever design you like to a certain extent. So this shape is kind of, you can either do a long rectangle or a shorter rectangle, or kind of a more square shaped. I will put the configuration options on the screen, and I think I'm going to go for the one that is almost 5 foot by 3 foot off the top of my head. I will again put it on the screen what I'm actually going to do, because I can't quite remember. But I am looking forward to getting this up and giving it a try. This particular raised bed is about 19 inches tall, so you would have to use quite a lot of compost to fill it up from the very bottom to the top. So I've seen quite a lot of people using kind of sticks and other garden debris at the bottom and almost create a layered lasagna effect to build up the contents of the raised beds. Now, another job on my list for at some point over winter was to start cutting back this very spiky hedge here. It is mainly sloe, which could be seen as a bit of a shame to get rid of. However, we have quite a lot of sloes near the house, so I don't think I will miss it. And also I think it will just remove the habitat for slugs and pests. So I've brought down some big clippers. It's not the actual word for them, I can't remember what they're called. They're like giant secateurs. And I'm going to try my best to at least take some of this off, even if it's just lopping the top off, and use that as the initial base for the raised beds. So without further ado, let's crack on. Oh goodness me, that already feels like a big difference, and it's going to let a lot more light in, and I've gained a good couple of meters of space here. So I think I'm not going to, these are quite well established, and it would be a shame to completely cut them back. So I've really reduced the size of them, and I'm hoping that will kind of keep them under control a little bit more, and we'll just see how we go now throughout the next season. That's already quite a lot, the base of this bed. So I'm going to move that over there, start building this bed and break it into the bottom of it. I'll put a layer of cardboard down first, and then this matter, and then continue clearing away. But otherwise I will have a ginormous pile to clear up in one go. So I've learnt from my fiance is that you're meant to clear up as you go. I'm not very good at that. So I'm going to try my best to do that now. I've just realised that maybe it wasn't the clearest as to what I've just done because there's so much foliage in the background. But this is, you know, these sloe trees were really tall. So you can see the gap that I've created here in the middle with just these two. So there's about about 5 or 6 more to do, but I've got all of this material ready to chop up now. And blimey, it's really hot work. So I probably needed that little bit of exercise. Right, I'm going to build the first bed to go here in almost a rectangle shape. I can't visualize how big it's going to be, so we'll see as we build it. But I think everything you need is in the box. At least I really hope it is. Oh, we've got a bit of a problem because I didn't bring any tools or anything with me. So let's see what's in here. We've got some poles. I should probably get the instruction sheet actually. Good boy. Okay, we've got a book. Wow, that's a very thorough book of how to assemble. Right, we've got some poles. This is going to be my version of what these things are. We've got some black material that I think goes along the top of the bed. And then, like I said earlier, we've got these round corner panels and then the rectangle panels over there as well. And here I think is what we need to assemble. So let's see what's in here. Gosh, lots of screws. Oh my god. I might be here a while. And the most important thing, what you need to be able to tighten all these screws. Okay, I think I'm already just going to set my own expectations that if I can get this one built today with the first layer of the lasagna in, we're good, because this might take me a little while. Let's see how we go. So I think the first thing to do is just look at what shape I would like, and I found the one in the book, and it's the 6.5 feet by 3.5 feet. So it looks like it's 3 of these panels along the side and then a corner and then 1 in the middle. So let's give that a go. Goodness me, it's getting windy. I'm going to just start with that and try and get some assembled, or one assembled, just to get into the swing of it. So there's actually extremely easy instructions, she says, and there's only 6 steps. And the first one is to remove the film that is coating each panel. So let's try and do that now. Okay, we've got it. The one thing I would say is just be careful of the edges. They are relatively sharp when you're trying to find the film. It is a bit of a shame as well that they have to use this plastic to coat them, but I imagine it does keep them in good condition, so it's a bit of a tough one. And I don't know if anyone's had any of the other metal beds from other people. Do they do the same thing? I imagine they do. Maybe like a corrugated cardboard could go between each layer of these to keep them in one piece and tidy rather than the plastic. Just my initial honest thoughts. Gosh, I think that might be the most time-consuming part, just taking that blooming plastic off. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this, so I wonder if there's anything they could do to not use this single-use plastic, if possible. Okay, I'm going to de-plastic all of these and I'll come back to you. Okay, that is 4 panels prepared, so let's get assembling. So keep holes aligned between 2 panels. Good, that is it. And then put the screws through the hole, place the washers inside and then the nuts, and use the wrench to tighten up. Okie doke. Easy. Let's hope they put spares of these in case any get lost. Right. There's the screw. Find a washer and a nut. Right, okay. This does seem rather simple actually. Oh my goodness. I imagine these first ones are the harder ones. Which the best way to do that is to hold it up. Doesn't help that this is not even. Right, that's in there. Washer on. Oh goodness. Oh. Try for the third time. Should not be trying to do this with my left hand either. Oh dearie me, Dora. Okay, we're away, we're away. I'm not going to tighten them all up yet, I'm going to tighten them at the end. But my theory is if I do all of the top and the bottoms, it should put us in good stead. On the note of plastic, it is actually quite nice that this is just in one bag and there's not kind of 3 different plastic bags for these. It's a bit of a faff trying to find each one, but at least they've reduced a bit of plastic that way. Wrong way, Dora. Oh goodness. Okay. Screw, washer. No, I'm not making this look very easy, am I? It's actually not that difficult. I'm making it harder than it looks. There you go. That's the way to do it, I think. Yes, there we go. Okay. I think I've got the motion. Let's get on with this before it goes dark. Yes, it's very exciting, isn't it? This is definitely a game of patience, but I'd rather be doing this than trying to assemble wooden raised beds like some people do. I think this is about enough DIY for me at this stage. Okay, start to imagine what it's going to look like. I think I'm going to carry on with this method of just putting them in loosely all the way around, and then I'll go and tighten them up. There's also these metal bars to stabilise it in the middle. Yeah, I've got a new approach with the plastic, is because it's going to get quite muddy, I'm just peeling it enough so that it uncovers the holes, and then at the end I will peel the middle bits off. I think that'll just be a bit of a cleaner way to do it. I'm basically wearing a dog right now. He's just leaning on me. It's like he's doing all the hard work. I've obviously insulted him now. Halfway there, I will do the same on the other half. I'm going to turn it over now and add one more curved panel on each corner, and then the 3 straight panels along there, and then we will be done, ready to tighten them up. Oh, it is quite some time later. As you can probably tell by the lack of light, I'm now racing against the clock. I really say that every time I come down here at the moment, which means I should really come down earlier. But what I need to do now is get these bracing rods in the middle to secure it and do a final tighten up of all of the bolts and pop this around the top. So we'll see how much I can get done now in the next kind of 15 minutes or so before we start to lose quite a lot of light. For this shape, you have to put two of these rods together to stabilize it, and it's one of the longer ones and one of the shorter ones, and I think you just attach the two by popping this in halfway into each hole. That's my guess, bit of guesswork here. Looks like it's doing the job to me. Oh no, I've missed one hole connector there. Okay, so that's in. Let's just pop this last one in. So apparently you just take off one of these bolts on each side and screw this in instead. So what this tool has is this end to tighten the inside bolts, but what it doesn't have is a screwdriver to tighten this one. So I'm going to come back and do that another day. That's a bit annoying, unless I'm missing something how to do that. Oh dear, it's being a bit dumb before. So you can just push your finger on and twist it on the inside. Okay. That's pretty sturdy now with these bars in. I'm just going to go around and tighten these. Right, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I think I was being a bit ambitious with my plans for today, and this has taken a little longer than I thought. And I don't want to rush the fun bit of filling up the raised bed. So I'm going to finish popping this on, which is just really easy. You just push it down over the edge and come back another day to do a final check on how tight the bolts are and start filling it up and doing the exciting bit of planting. But I'm super happy with the size of this. It's absolutely huge, bigger than I thought. Even when you look at kind of the measurements online, it still feels bigger than I imagined. So I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to just double check where I want to place it in terms of this direction or the opposite direction as well. I just need to have a think about the sun and where that goes. So, you know, silver lining of not getting as much done as planned today. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Apologies I haven't done quite as much at the allotment as I wanted to do today, but I am really happy to have got this bed pretty much up and running now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!